Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses, and in this episode we have a look at something Italian and off-roady. So roll the intro and let's get cracking.
Crack.
What was that?
That was a crack.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light down in the dirt.
Well, today we have a bike you may not have heard of. But like a lot of old manufacturers, it has been revived by China.
But this time with one significant difference. We are of course talking about SWM, more specifically the Superdual.
Founded in 1971, SWM manufactured enduro, motocross and trial style bikes, using Sachs engines and then later on Rotax.
SWM went into liquidation in 1984 and their engines found their way into CCM bikes.
The engine rights were then bought by Harley-Davidson.
In 2014, former Cagiva, Husqvarna and Aprilia engineer Ampelio Marchi revived the company with funding support from Shinrei in China, and they built 6 new bikes.
Bikes are manufactured in a factory which was originally used for building Cagivas and MV Augustas.
The factory was then bought by BMW and they ploughed much money into developing the R&D of the factory,
Which was then used for building Husqvarnas and KTMs.
and that brings us on to today, where they build SWM.
So what is this bike all about?
Well, this is the 650 Superdual, the GTX version to be more precise.
We were given the T, but that sold, so they've given us this one instead.
In fact, here are some pictures of them together so you can see the differences. And we'll talk about more of the differences in a minute. The engine is based on that out of the Husqvarna, being a 600cc liquid-cooled 4-valve double overhead cam, single cylinder fuel injection lump.
Developing 54 horsepower and 41 pounds-feet of torque. It has a 6-speed gearbox, electric start and automatic decompression.
Now, this brings me on to a little bugbear. That is, why call it a 650 if it has a 600cc engine? So many manufacturers are doing the same now. I blame BMW, they started all that nonsense. A 325 used to be a 2.5 litre, a 330 used to be a 3 litre, a 318 had a 1.8 litre lump. Now you can get a 330 with a 2 litre diesel semi-automatic banana flavoured engine.
Makes no sense.
No, it's annoying. If it's a 650, put a 650 in it. If it's a 600, call it a 600.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, sorry.
With adjustable upside down forks on the front, it uses an adjustable preload monoshock on the rear.
So how do you stop it? Well, on the front you've got a 300mm disc and double piston caliper, being Brembo of course.
And a 220mm rear disc with a single piston Brembo caliper. This being the X on the front, it uses a 90/90 Metzeler tyre on a 21-inch rim, and on the rear it uses a 140/80 Metzeler tyre on an 18-inch rim.
Whereas the T version uses the semi-off-roady touring type tyres, and they have a 19-inch front and a 17-inch rear.
The fuel tank holds 18 litres and the bike weighs in at 189 kilos.
And that's the wet weight. It measures up as being quite a good sized bike.
Being 2.2 metres long
905 millimetres wide
and 1.38 metres tall.
with a seat height of 890 millimetres.
And ground clearance 200 millimetres.
Almost.
Almost.
Just
Close enough.
thereabouts. Now, when you look at the back of this bike from the photos we had before, this actually looks a lot taller. And in general, this back bit is about that much taller than the T version. However, the seat height is the same because the seat is slightly differently sculptured. So you've got a deeper seat on the X than you have on the T. You can get a seat package which hires it, but it's a bit of an illusion, that. Yes. Marvellous. So let's start this up, have a listen, and then take it out on and off-road.
Hello.
Right, get your gear off and let's talk about it.
Yes. I really do struggle with that.
Oh dear, brilliant.
So we've ridden, now we shall discuss.
Indeed we shall. Right, first of all, on-road.
Brilliant.
Okay,
I like it on road.
all right.
Um,
As long as
Yes.
you treat it as what it is,
Yes.
an off-road styly bike.
Yeah, it doesn't just change directions real quick like a sport bike.
No,
or anything.
especially
It's
with
very
these
slow
panniers on, and we'll come to the addition of those
Yes.
in a moment.
My first experience riding this was on a sandy, gravelly corner,
And?
and I wasn't overly confident with it.
Really?
I could feel the front tyre not gripping.
Yeah,
So
the front tyre
it-
doesn't have a huge amount of grip, bearing in mind though that it is an off-road tyre, so it should have.
Yeah, but it was on tarmac with gravelly stuff on top.
I was going to
so
say,
it was loose.
gravelly, loose, sandy stuff is
Yeah.
never
But
good.
my point is, it didn't inspire much in the way of confidence for me.
Really?
But once I got it off of that and onto proper roads, where these tyres are probably more orientated to,
Right, okay.
it was much better.
Yeah, I mean, on the actual road, I had no issue with it whatsoever. You have to bear in mind that this doesn't come with a rev counter, simply because it's an off-roady style bike, so it doesn't need one. Just like that KTM thing we had
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Having said that, it's quite smooth.
Yeah.
You have to give it some good revs.
Yeah, it needs them, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's like any single cylinder, it needs revving.
exactly. It needs the revs. If you put it into sort of third gear that you usually would in a street bike,
Yeah.
it's going to go. It needs to rev quite a lot. You don't really need a rev counter. You can just listen and hear.
Yeah,
really.
you can hear what it's doing.
I had no issue with that whatsoever. Off-road, brilliant. Loved it. I think it handles it really well. The soft stuff, the muddy stuff, the dust, as you saw there, flying through fields and stuff, as you do, has to be done. No issues whatsoever.
No,
Really
it's
enjoyed
really
it.
good.
It holds its own really well.
Something I could pull it up on a little bit, which is probably adjustable, is that on a bumpy lane, you can't really see it on the chest cam because that's so smooth, because obviously it's on you. But you can
Yeah.
see the handlebars bouncing about a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is a little bit sort of stiff on the front end. Now, there is adjustment in here. I felt like it wanted to be a little bit softer.
Yes, I mean, these are adjustable, so that's fine, and so is the preload on the,
The back
rear
was fine
suspension.
for me.
Yeah, I had no issues with it whatsoever. The only thing I did have, bearing in mind I'm 5'10.5" and he's 5'11 and a half.
5'11", 6.
We both had a bit of issue turning round when you're sitting on the bike, because
Yes,
we're
if you
both
need
sort
to
of
reverse.
on tiptoes, sort of moving back. It's quite awkward. You need to be sort of a 6-footer, really, I think, to do
Yeah.
this comfortably off-road.
Just have a longer inside leg.
Yeah.
But that said, if you've got the extra bit of space and you can just do a turn, it's so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing lots of turns on those little lanes I was doing,
Yeah.
and I never dropped it,
No,
so there was no issue with that.
no, I did a couple of good turns.
One thing I will say, when you're on the road, these mirrors are great in the fact that they're big, but the stalks aren't long enough.
No.
So you find yourself having to do that to look. And that was a bit of an issue for me.
I'm used to that, because my bike's the same.
Yeah, well, I'm not too bothered by that, but I was expected to just look and see enough rather than just go that
Yeah.
and that. I suppose, I mean, that's not a huge deal. It's not a deal breaker for me, but maybe
Well, it wouldn't take
all it
much
needs
to-
is just that much more on the stalk.
Yeah.
Problem solved. There is, however, one thing on this bike that I think is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to show you it. Now, bearing in mind, this bike needs to go on a centre stand at some point.
Would you like me to get the road camera out?
Okay, let's get the road camera
I'll get
out
the road camera.
and let's lose that side box, shall we?
Yes.
Makes it a lot easier. Now, we're going to leave the box on because usually when you're riding this, you'll have the boxes on, and if you want to put it on the centre stand, then, you know, you'll need the box on. You don't want to take the box off to put it on the stand. However, box on or off, it's still pretty awkward. If I want to put the centre stand down, this is where I need to get my foot. Now, if I put my foot in there like that and sort of manoeuvre it round, no, my foot's stuck. There. Oh, now I've got my trouser caught on the foot peg. And again, look, bloody caught. There you go, now I'm in. Do you see what I mean? Just to get the centre stand down.
Ridiculous. However,
the other side is not too bad.
if you have your friend, wife, whatever, riding on the back, or just someone with you, on this side of the bike, just there, it's a bit dark, here we go, there you go. There's a big space where you can get, oh, hang on, I've moved the camera, your foot in there, really easy.
And then I can put my foot down.
And then you can do it on the other side.
But if you're on your own, it's a bit awkward and a bit fiddly, and it just shouldn't happen. All they had to do, if you want to pop back around here again, I'll show you, all they had to do, I think, is make this arm come up here and then out like that. So this is sort of out here. Then you put your foot on it, straight down.
Even if it was level with that back foot peg, so you could use it.
Or yeah, or yeah, just have it stick out there like that. Like they do on most bikes, to be honest. But up here, tucked up here, I can see that it's neat and tucked up. It's just really awkward unless you've got the foot that's like that.
You just can't get through it.
No, it's very fiddly and sort of stupid, really.
It's not just this X, it's the T as well. So we found some field.
Keep that for later. Now, sorry. Malcolm is now going to attempt putting it on the centre stand.
I also have the side stand there as well now. Look.
Oh yeah.
It can be done, but it is a faff. Oh, my trousers hooked on the thing.
Yes, that's right, okay.
Now,
yeah.
we previously said about having it sticking further back. But if you did that,
I see, yeah.
it would be in the ground. So I can see why they've done what they've done.
No, but that's why I said do it out at an angle, so it comes out
sideways
like that, over here.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
But that gets in the way, that gets in the way, that gets in the way. So on the subject of things that we don't like, this little flap, which reveals the key for the fuel filler cap thing, this little flap is made of plastic. And whilst it looks nice, it's a bit, I don't know,
Easily breakable.
cheap, yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like that would come off quite easily. I get it's an off-road ease type machine, so,
Yeah.
you know, maybe.
It could have been a bit more rigid, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe if it was more rigid, it'd be easy to break, I don't know.
Weight saving, I guess?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're being a bit picky.
I've got to pick on some things.
Indeed. Okay, do you know what? I think that is the only negatives I can find.
Yeah.
The seat is comfortable. The screen does screen stuff by deflecting wind.
Actually, you know what that did? I mean, I got up to a number exceeding
69.
starting with 7. And it was fine. You can have, there's a little bit of buffeting from side to side, but only when you get up to higher speeds.
Okay.
And this will comfortably do.
Well, when you pulled off the road onto that private track, how fast did you go?
I got it up to about 96 or something like that.
96. Okay, not
So
bad for an off-road style
It
machine.
will do 100 or more.
On that private track, that was just pretty
on
good.
that private track,
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, it did that, and it was okay. It wasn't revving crazy, but it did have a little bit of that going on.
Buffeting.
Yeah.
Well, you are going to with this style of bike with these type of tyres.
And it's quite high, so you're going to feel it.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't have anything else negative to say about it really.
No.
Which is bloomin' good.
I mean, all sorts of things. I mean, the ABS isn't overly intrusive when it activates. It just does its thing.
You
It's
feel a
not crazy.
vibration.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your foot on the rear brake
feel
down the
it in
front. You feel it go
Yeah,
on both.
But it's not intrusive.
But it's
It
not.
doesn't-
Oh my god.
It doesn't sort of make you go, oh my god, what was that? It was like it just did its thing and it was
No,
okay.
and braking on the corners, I didn't have any issue at all.
No.
I mean, I know, obviously, I mean, you're not theoretically supposed to brake on corners, but I wanted to try it just to see what it was like.
Well, you do a little trail braking or just rear brake it.
Yeah, and it's I didn't have any issues whatsoever.
No.
Really, really impressed, shall we say. Everything looks neat. I do like these bars on the side. Now, there's not many bikes that have these crash bars on the side like this with that under tray.
Yeah.
Really like that. There's extra cage down the bottom here, this one down here. A nice little touch for the bottom of the engine. Really impressed with
that.
that.
All bolts as well, doesn't it? I think that's all bolted on.
Yeah, it is all
separate,
bolted
so
on separate, yeah.
If it is scratched or damaged in the future, then you could probably replace it, no problems.
Indeed. Now, these boxes. Bearing in mind this is the GT version, it means you get these boxes with it and the racks. Really easy, they're just like the Givey boxes. You know, they're really simple to put on. You use the key not the bike key, but the other key. What you do is put it in,
Bit of a stiff key. Can you?
unlock it.
No.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Make it do. Ah, it was just
Push
a bit,
down.
It's a bit stiff. Anyway, yeah. So you push the button down, it unlocks, and then you just lift it off the hooks. Bam. Easy as that.
Girls' blouse. Can't say that anymore, can I?
No.
Girls' blouse. You gender neutral blouse.
Don't you call me gender neutral.
All right, you snowflake.
That's even worse. Anyway, yeah, so you've got two hooks at the bottom. They just hook in the bottom of the box here. Nice and easy. Big catchy thing there, locks into there.
Yeah, and to put it back in, very simple. And, you know, they're decent quality. Put it in. There you go.
Done.
Really simple. 33 litres each, and they come with the GT pack.
And then, of course, you've got space up here for a top box, should you wish.
Yes, doesn't come with one, but you can put one on it.
Yeah.
Now, just one thing on that frame. What is it with Italian bikes and red frames? It seems that every Italian bike is red and white. I know it's Italiano Patriottico, but maybe that's it, I guess. They just love their colours.
You never see a green frame though, do you?
No, you don't see a green frame. All right, smart ass. But what you don't see is anything, well, you don't see anything built in Britain anymore, but if it was, it wouldn't be red, white and blue. And you don't get things, not everything from France is red, white and blue. You know, things that are built in Brazil are not yellow and white. Yellow and white, yellow and green, I mean. Things that are built in Ireland are not all green, white and orange. Things that come from Scotland are not all blue and white. Things from other countries are not their country's flag. Things from Canada are not all red and white. Things from America are not all, maybe
yes, they are.
Yeah.
Red, white and blue, everything.
Yes.
That and bald eagles.
Right, move on.
Now, there are quite a few of these style bikes around. So let's throw in a few good rivals.
Well, we have the more powerful 73 horsepower KTM 690 Enduro R, which comes to you at a shade under £10,000.
There's also the Husqvarna 701 with its 74 horsepower motor coming in at £8,900.
You've got the Yamaha 10R with 74 brake horsepower and a price of £8,800. And you've got the Suzuki V-Strom 650 with 71 horsepower and a £9,000 price tag.
Oh, Kawasaki Versys 650, £8,000 and more Tourer. But if you add that to the mix, then you've got about 10 more that you need to add to the bracket.
You could also argue the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I mean, that comes in at just £4,000, but then again, that does only have a 400cc 25 horsepower engine, and it's ugly.
This SWM, however, with its GT pack, which means it comes with the 33 litre boxes on each side and the racks,
comes in at just £7,700. However, SWM are offering a downloadable voucher at the moment, which means you get £600 off. So £7,100 for this bike.
none too shabby.
That's brilliant. And that's on the road prices. I'm impressed. Yeah, very much impressed.
So, colour options. You can have black with red, grey with red,
Or red with red. And it comes with a 2-year parts and labour warranty. So, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is there anything else out there that you prefer? Have you ridden one of these? Do you want to ride one of these? Would you own one of these? Bearing in mind it is an Italian bike. Be that as it may, will it be reliable? Is it good? Reports are good so far.
Well, you've got the Husqvarna engine on there, haven't you?
Exactly that, yeah. I mean, I've got no issues with this whatsoever, to be honest. Only that stupid stand, really.
It's a bit tall for me as well. I have trouble getting my leg over that thing.
Again, it is slightly adjustable, so maybe that's an option. Or just go for the other one, the
So just jump,
T.
flick your leg over it.
Exactly, yeah. Or grow a bit, or wear some heels, or be 6 foot or more.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, please let us know in the comments below what you think about this bike. Have you got one on order? Have you even looked at it? Other stuff, say that in the comments below.
Excellent. So, does that bring us to the end of today's episode?
It does indeed.
Excellent.
Wrap
If you'd
up,
like to
please.
support us, please do using the Patreon or the shop links below. Anything else? Oh, watch future videos. We've got another SWM review coming along.
We have indeed.
And of course, we'll be doing Erinka and Mac and lots of other things, I'm sure.
We will indeed. So, all that remains to say is thank you very much for watching, and until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.